you and me.
So far, Jason's on a call, so he's
Oh,
technically here, but he's multitasking.
wow. Okay. Well, here we are.
So, what we did last week is
Mhm.
talk about a new social media platform,
Oh, okay.
and it's solution wise, it seems like it's a great solution. It's got some drawbacks, but the moral of the lesson last week was this is the time to get the social media name you want. So it could be like anything you can imagine. Like if you wanted to have like your state and kitchen and bath remodeling, like you could get anything you want. Um, because the names are all available right now because the platform is relatively new. And the only assignment was look on there and see what you can do to get it. Like, because you can have like your name on the platform handle can be like best interior design, kitchen and bath remodeling, whatever you want to do, like luxury kitchens, state, whatever you want, like the biggest name you could possibly imagine. And then you'd have like Russell Remodelers as your name.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it
And
called?
that's so it's called Blue Sky.
Okay. And then
And
and
the
is there like did I mean I could go back and listen to it, but um yeah, so any just go on and
Yeah, so just download the app and set up an account and just get your name and your handle. And our recommendation is to just preload it with your latest or your greatest stuff, and then once again keep it like a you would have or maintain your Instagram like as a small portfolio location for your business, um, so that way you're already on that platform if and when it becomes a better option for people.
okay.
And and the thing that's nice about it is that your content isn't owned by them. They're not using it for AI. They're not selling your data. It's actually like what we thought these other platforms were until we found out that our content was funding their marketing agencies that were, selling ads. So, um,
Okay.
yeah, and basically the thing that's really great about Blue Sky, and this is probably making it sound more complicated than it is that you own your feed. The information you put in there is yours. And if Blue Sky, because it rolled out two different other formats, one that looks exactly like TikTok and one that looks like Instagram, and it's it's open source, so other people can create new and innovative feeds without having all of the money, effort, and time that it takes to run additional social media platforms. So it just sort of looks and feels like it's going to be where a lot of people feel safe and comfortable using social media in the future. um, and the government can't be like, oh, well, we're going to ban it because you're selling your data to a foreign country. Like none of that can happen because this platform doesn't gather data and sell data. um, so it's a nice little
How do
thing
they
that's
make
come
money?
out. So I don't know yet. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's so new.
Okay.
So basically it's a Twitter feed, and then it's a Instagram feed, and then they have a TikTok version of the feed. And I'm sure we're going to see some kind of advertisements. There's got to be some way, or we're going to have to
Right.
pay to play in some way to be on it.
Mhm.
I am not ashamed to Google that information right now, but they are not currently like you. It's almost like if you were to look at it as being Google for social media, Google, like Blue Sky, this whole concept lets you have your own little website. And then no matter who comes in and wants to make the interface real pretty and how you interact with it more gamified, your information's there and already present on any other format that ever rolls out on that platform. So where we've been chasing Instagram, chasing Facebook, then Facebook acquired Instagram, and then chasing TikTok because all of them are convoluted. And then if you wanted to post on Twitter, you had to have like a posting agent for you, right? That posting agent had to say, we're going to post to Twitter, we're going to post to this, we're going to post your content to all these different platforms. This one, it's already done. You own your own feed, and then other apps can present it in a new and innovative way. So it's goal is if it's something that the internet searches for and they are Googling you, that you get the street cred of having that same kind of name as your Blue Sky profile, kind of showing up for you as like an additional source that your people can find you, right? And we don't know how Blue Sky is going to show up because once again, who's going to own it, right? And once again, this is like backed by Mark Cuban. So there is some. So Blue Sky is primarily focusing on subscription services and paid features rather than traditional advertising to generate revenue. They're developing a platform creators to earn directly through subscriptions, and they also offer paid services like custom domain names for user accounts. And Blue Sky also plans to build payment services for you to be able to directly buy product and support creators and their products. There are no ads. Blue Sky will be developing a subscription service that allows you to pay for more features like custom profiles, extending your video link uploads, and some other benefits. And they're going to build tools that enable the creator to earn directly. So that would be like having a subscription to your feed, and then people who subscribe to you pay. So sort of like Substack is set up where your content that you create, if people want to get a more premium version of it, they're paying for it. So it's very similar to like how Patreon is using podcast content and then creating a subscription version of that. And payment platform to facilitate people performing transactions between the users and creators, creating a it's like an HSN style middleman to help. So basically, if they are making a commission off of something that you're selling, you probably would get greater reach in the future. So that looks like their monetization model. So basically, they're going to get paid commission and have the people on the platform do stuff to make money, which is kind of what's going on with all the other ones, I guess. Caroline, did you get some handles that you like? Did you look at
it? Did I get some handles that I liked? I didn't look at handles. I went back to our original homework, I guess. And just on what do we find most beneficial, what's most interactive. And there wasn't anything, I don't think, that was surprising, but everybody loves reels. People hardly stop at an image anymore. If they stop at an image, it has to be a really pretty kitchen, or the kitchen everybody likes, just the most popular one at the time. As far as timing, we try to post like Wednesday and Friday, and it seems, let's see, I was thinking between 3 and 6, I guess, on weekdays is the best time. But I think that is for everybody, right? Or around noon for Instagram.
Since you're home content, like home design content, Fridays are really good because content creators don't post on Saturdays and Sundays because they interact, right? That's their full-time job and they interact with the posts. So
Mhm.
Fridays are actually good for like home design content because you might get an opportunity. I've found Instagram will share Friday content on Saturday morning,
Mhm.
and Saturday around noontime. And then they just seem to be fishing more for content on Saturday and Saturday mornings than they are on, and then Sunday, I don't know. I haven't had anything, but you're right. Like during the week, if you're interacting with people who are also kind of on it at the time, your audience is on it.
Yeah. And we did do some, I don't know how many views that we've gotten, but we did do some testimonials. And I think we're trying to make our posts not feeling the stress of doing as many, but making them a little more quality and so and it just seems like we have more content, I think, instead of being stressed out that we don't have enough. I feel like we do have enough.
Yeah,
So,
for
um,
sure.
yeah. I haven't signed up for Blue Sky yet. I need to do that, but I think I'll have my other lady do that to get that going. So,
Yeah, I just didn't know if you were thinking about what would be what would be an ideal handle for because you were saying you've got multiple locations and multiple areas, and you were thinking it could
right.
be beneficial to grab a bunch of them, which I think
I
is smart.
know, I do think it would be beneficial to grab a bunch of them and I need to yeah. We're going on a trip and when you're sitting in a car, it seems to be a good time. We're on a plane, it seems to be a good time to think about those kinds of things. So we're headed out today and so I think that's
Perfect.
going to be one of my focuses.
Just look up stuff. I mean,
Yeah, just look
technically
up
it's called
those.
research.
Yes. Yeah.
Jason likes it when we do research, so we totally get brownie points with Jason if we're doing research, which is technically scrolling on your phone while you're traveling.
Yeah, there you go. And I owe Jason a long email too. So I have a lot of work to do on marketing.
So for this Blue Sky, like for the handle, so you would suggest do it, especially if our customers are just local. We don't have this, the range that you have, Caroline, but we're just, so having something like Minnesota or Metro or some kind of location in the handle is
Handle. Yeah.
what we want.
Yeah. So for example, I'm in Austin, right? And Austin is a very big, broad segment, right? So for me, doing all of Austin would not be ideal. However, if you put in Westlake interior design, servicing Central Texas, right? It's like Central Texas. I don't think people would Google Central Texas, but I think if it said Westlake interior design, that already sounds higher end to them because it is the highest end area of where we are, right? So, and those names usually go the fastest. Like that's what Houzz and all those domains took a long time ago. I mean, when Houzz came out in 2003, 2004, they bought Austin Interior Design, Westlake Interior Design, Minnesota Interior Design, Michigan Interior Design, Chicago Interior Design, Illinois Interior Design.
For actual domains, yeah.
They own all of those domains. They own everything that is like an urban city and interior design, an urban city and builder. So they own 100% of those because they were like, Google is looking, all these search engines are looking for this because when people come online and type in interior designer near me, then the search engine's like, well, who? And then what would happen is we ended up in the Houzz universe because they had bought all of those
Right.
domains.
So I can do several handles, even with the cities. I can, with one city, I could choose different areas within that city, whatever like a common name that people would search. Okay, I was thinking I
Yeah.
was thinking just one, but I still, I need to think a little broader.
I mean, should you do more than one? I mean,
Just
I
to
don't
get
see any
specific.
problem with it.
okay.
Don't see a
Yeah,
problem with it.
yeah, I wasn't thinking more than one, but here the other day I was thinking, yeah, I need all 20 of them per location to get the right hit, but yeah, within the
They're
city.
free.
They're
They're
free.
free.
I mean, Northeast Kansas, Topeka or Top City or, all of those ones that somebody might search. Yeah.
Yeah. And as long as, I mean, at some point, Blue Sky is going to catch on that we're stealing all of the domain names. But I like to do things ahead of time and like
Yes.
cover my bases and just sort of be like, I'm early on in. And worst case scenario, this doesn't go anywhere, but I have like 9 gorgeous pictures on each one of these profiles. And if for
Yes.
some reason, the platform takes off and you're like, holy cow, this one's getting me all the work I need, then you just keep working that name and you don't have to worry about your other one,
Right.
you know? So,
Yeah, because it's impossible to even like with domains on just getting .com domains is ridiculous. And heaven forbid you try and get a trademark on it because that's not possible.
Right.
So yeah. So no,
Mhm.
I'm all about taking whatever we can, because a lot of those ones that I've been searching for in domains, they're just hanging out there waiting for a buyer to come along. So
Yeah, they're real expensive,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how we're looking at it. We're looking at it like, what if this becomes a really good social media platform in the future? It's run and supported by some business people that are technically a little bit more good-hearted than
Yeah.
the guys that are running some of these other platforms. There's antitrust lawsuits going on in Congress right now. Let me pull that one up. Against Meta. Like it's happening right now.
Mm.
The Federal Trade Commission versus Meta Platform, ongoing antitrust court case brought by the Federal Trade Commission against Facebook, and its stuff. EU just whacked Apple and Meta with 800 million in antitrust fines. Anyway,
It's
so this
about
is an
time, though,
active.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is active. This is an active litigation situation. And like I said, there's like a quote from Mark Zuckerberg in 2022 saying that his investors want more activity on Facebook and that there wasn't enough active users and enough active activity on the platform at the time. And his solution was to delete everybody's following so that they could start over from scratch, making them work harder. So that's not nice either.
No.
And so all of those platforms are controlled by one person. And the good thing is with Blue Sky, it's a community. It's called like a federalist platform, where each person has their own little package of content and nobody owns it. It's yours, just like your website, except currently you don't have to pay to buy a handle, post it, and all the other stuff that comes along with it. So, and the interfaces are the same. Skylight is on Apple devices. It's not on Android yet. Flashes came out 5-6 weeks ago. Let me look because time has flown by. So I need to double check how long that was ago. And the thing I like about this platform is it seems to cut down on how much time it would take for you to actually manage a social media account. When did Flash's Blue Sky? Okay, so longer than that, February 25th. Because it's end of April. So we're like 9 weeks from when the interface that is the duplicate for Instagram went public. And then for reference, Skylight, which is the TikTok replica, was April 1st. So if y'all are wondering how fast I am,
You are on it. That's great.
if you're wondering why I'm like, get the good names, hurry
Yes.
while you still can.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is like the time to
Yeah.
get it, because there's not a whole lot of home design content on there. Obviously when I joined there was like 2 or 3, but now there's like they're increasing. But if you look at like the interior design feed, the kitchen and bath feed, it's mostly artists posting stuff trying to get in front of home design people. It's technically not design. And when I say when you sign up for your profile, it'll ask you what your interests are, and your interests are so vague and so large. There's nothing that goes along with like home and design build or decor or any of that kind of stuff. It's because there's literally like 8 options to choose from. It's like politics or puppies. I mean, it is like
Nice.
so we're all very early in. But for
Yeah.
me, I think the opportunity to get the good handle is kind of like a win-win, right?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. This is the few times when the architecture side interrupts the marketing side. Had to deal with some project stuff. But
Yeah.
so how's everybody?
Good. Doing good. Good to see you. And
Good.
you're late, and I have to leave early. I have to be out by 11:30. So I was glad that this was the tail end of the month and not a real serious conversation. So, because I don't like.
Did y'all have any questions about what we've talked about? Whether it be, I had heard y'all talk a little bit about Blue Sky, and then Maria talked at the beginning of the month about how we should post now, and then I had talked about the competition and all that stuff. Did y'all have any questions on any of that?
I don't think so. I don't. Go ahead. No.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, hopefully we did
She's completely
an
full of
amazing
all the good
job explaining.
information.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Caroline. What'd you say?
No, that's okay. She was full of all the information. I think we got clear understanding of it. She's on top of
Okay.
it.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so I am an extremely early adopter, because if you adopt early and you start using something early, it's usually your best opportunity to get organic growth. Like, and just hear the numbers out for just to hear it, okay? The people who entered into beta for Skylight, they already had a Blue Sky account. They entered into beta, which is like a relationship with the developer where you get the app earlier than other people. And it's a very small, like tight-knit community of people who don't have a lot of content to look at, but they have to look at and interact with everybody who's participating in the beta, because what they're trying to do is see how and when people are triggering faults and failures in the app. So the people who participated in the beta have like 20,000 views on every one of their posts, because they were participating in the beta and they had to post and interact as part of the job. But what happens is those people hit the ground running with like these huge follow counts. And so the earlier you adopt something, the better the benefit is, right? So right now, Blue Sky is its Twitter feed. Flashes is how it's presented as Instagram. Skylight is how it's presented as a TikTok. All you can do is post one piece of content. So if you post a video, it's going to show up in the format of the text on top and the link to the video if you're using Blue Sky. And then if you post it to Flashes, you're going to get the little preview of the video in the feed, just like you see on Instagram. And then if you post to Skylight, you're going to see the whole video with just a little bit of text underneath it. The exact same. They copied the platforms identically. Skylight, like I said, is still so new that it is that it's got some bugs. And I don't think it would be super fun to be using, but it exists, right? And like I said, Mark Cuban's backing it so that the younger female development team that's doing it is supported to get it done. And then you've got whatever's posted most recent on top. Whatever's posted most recent is automatically on top. There's no priority. There's no blue check mark. There's no, you have to have a huge following. You just have to post the good stuff, right? The good content people like or want to interact with. And honestly, I think one of the most important things to do is if you get your feed up and running, is to go follow other people. Follow your builders in your area. Follow the other like resources in the area that are going to be providing business to business resources for your business. So that means all of the real estate agents in your area, because they are all on there already. So you follow the Sotheby's, the, whichever firms, Gottesman is what we have here in Austin. You just follow the real estate agents that are marked as serving your area. And it's just that whole idea of getting onto the platform early. You can share other people's content, just repost it. And once again, that just gets you in front of people that they have 500 people following them.
Yeah.
So if you're reposting 3 or 4 other things, they're going to follow you. And once again, I'm just like, build yourself a little foundation early on. This is not a celebrity contest. This is not a popularity contest. Honestly, you're going to be like, wow, I hit 50 followers. But the reality is, if something takes off in 6 months, if it takes off in a year, if this antitrust lawsuit with Meta takes them to a place where they have to start acting differently, or they get hit with something for selling all of our content and data all the time. If those things change, it's just nice to have a second place to be found.
So who owns these platforms? Are they the same person, the same entity, or are they different? And are
so Blue Sky is it's called a public benefit corporation, and it's primarily owned by the developer that started it. This is interesting. I'm looking at this, and I believe it is a woman. Her name is Jay Graber. And so what is Blue Sky? Social media as it should have been and should be. We're pulling up the BBC on it. Okay.
While she's looking that up, I'll let you all know Maria is known for being an early adopter. She was the one that told us about ChatGPT way back in 2021, before anybody even knew what it was. And she would hound me all of 2022. She was hounding me about it. You need to try. Honestly, I didn't even, not until January 23, when it was on 60 Minutes. And I'm like, is this thing you're touching? I've been trying to tell you about this for like the last few months. So yeah, so she is always on this. That's one of the things we love about her is that she knows all the new technology AI stuff before it really hits, the mainstream. So
See.
Okay, well, I gotta go, so thank you, and I'll see you guys next week.
all right, see you next week. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, you
Bye.
too.
So other than that, did did you find out the information, Maria, or you
Blue,
still?
blue, yeah, Blue Sky is the brainchild of former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. Um, it was originally an internal Twitter initiative created in 2019 to explore moving the platform to an open sourced infrastructure. Dorsey left his former company in 2021, turning the work of Blue Sky into a decentralized open source alternative to modern social media. Blue Sky became an independent company in 2021 and officially launched onto the scene in 2022. Dorsey sat on Blue Sky board until earlier this year, encouraging everyone to go back to X instead of joining the new site, praising billionaires' take on anti-censorship and algorithm-free world, which we all know all those platforms have extreme algorithms. I mean, come on. They're all based on how much money you spend and how many people you follow. So anyway, I like to, I call BS on stuff when it is so Blue Sky has community guidelines. It doesn't have like notes that some of these other platforms are using, user notes where people can just comment and say, oh no, that's not right, or whatever. It actually has community guidelines where you can't like use hate speech, dox people, data theft, inappropriate information, no scams, no misleading information. And so those are all part of the guidelines to use Blue Sky. So it's missing some of the stuff that I think some of these other platforms have been using to kind of benefit themselves. So that's why Blue Sky is quite interesting. And like I said, it's open sourced. So people can make their own version of it, and then they have to create marketing and use of those new formats, but it's open source, which is nice.
Good deal. Good deal.
Any other questions? I'm totally okay with looking everything up and giving all the skinny,
So,
and also looking at the
if
BS.
I look at the, if we go back to the last time that I missed, I mean, can you, but did you explain, like, did you have it on your screen? Did you explain like how you, I mean, I guess I have to go on and see, but like you, it sounded like when you post something on, if you have a Blue Sky account, you post something, it posts on the other two as well.
Yeah.
Flashes and skylight, it just takes that same post and just puts it
Yeah.
in different, okay,
Formats.
format.
Yeah. I shared my phone screen last time. Let me see if I can do that this time. I have 4,000 different types of Apple cords that all perform basically the same task. Hang on, let me get these figured out. No, not that one. Yeah, I'll show you the interface. I think once I show you the interface, you're going to be like, oh, get it. This is easy. like that one. Okay, hang on. Usually I can share a separate device. Okay, let me come on.
I just was looking to see if I had the same thing, because is it in the App Store?
Yes.
Because I'm looking at, I just didn't know if it was, it looks like they have movies on it and stuff. I don't know if I'm looking at the right one.
Let me see. It's a little, the icon is a
This-
blue square
oh,
with a butterfly in
that,
it.
can't see it probably. Yeah, that's what I have. Okay.
Let me see why I have like so many devices hooked up to my computer right now. It doesn't understand exactly which one I'm able to share on iPhone via cable. Okay, are you seeing my phone? Okay, so this is Blue Sky. You can see the little icon right here.
Mhm.
This is the Twitter feed. This is an Instagram feed. And then this is the TikTok style feed. And like I said, this one came out in February 25th. And then this one is the one that came out April 1st. So this one's buggy and doesn't really work great, but I can at least show you what's going on in here. So if I open up Blue Sky, I basically have a Twitter feed, right? Here's my Wall Street Journal article. And then if you go and you look at my feed, it is what I do, right? Home interior app. And then I have, like I said, 50 followers, not that big of a deal. And my feed is reshares of my friends. And then you'll see like, this is my post, right? Where I'm talking about different paint colors. And then I talk about like different marbles that are being used, promoting the app, blah, blah, blah. So that's, what my feed looks like, right? Because I've shared other people's content and posted my own content. And this is what it looks like in this format. So then I'm going to close that out and I'm going to open up Flashes. And Flashes is associated using the same content. It's pulling from the same content, but the format is just like Instagram, right? Looks just like Instagram. And then you have people who post all the time. Just ignore it that it's all politics. That's the majority of what you have on here if you want to subscribe to the news, right? And remember I told you you've got 8 options. You got the news, puppies, art. You don't have options really on what your like to say I want home design and home decor and interior design and kitchen and bath and building. So anyway, so this is now what the feed looks like if you open it up and you look at my feed. So do you see how it's the same content that was posted, but now it's presented in like a carousel, just like it would be. And it was posted into the other platform, just like you would if you had TikTok. But I did not post the content twice, just one time. And then each one of these formats is an opportunity to interact with the same content, but just in a different way. So that's what it looks like. Remember I showed you like talking about marbles, right? So I have a carousel demonstrating marbles, and then it's got text where, you see the text down below like you would normally in Instagram. And this doesn't have any of my repost. from Blue Sky where I was playing around with it like it's Twitter. So as I was reposting friends' content and linking to them and all that kind of stuff, that was over on Twitter, and it doesn't sit as my feed. Over here, it's more like we're used to with Instagram, where you don't see other people's content on your feed as reposts. Well, that's what it looks like.
All right. Well, did we have any other questions? We know this is the last month of social media, but you all know y'all can ask any question on that at any time. Next month we'll be talking about uh, regional publications, and then Miriam will be tackling that aspect of it. And if we don't have anything, we can let y'all have like 20 minutes back in your day. So anything
No, it
else?
sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't set up an account yet, so I don't have questions other than what I just asked, but I just gotta try it.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, everybody here have a good weekend, and we will see you all next week for regional publications.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.